Good morning! Hey, all you beautiful, amazing folks out there. So yesterday we talked about seeing people in the place that they are, how they are, what they're all about, and refraining from the need to try to figure out whether what they're doing is right or what they're doing is wrong, and just loving and accepting them where they are, knowing full well that it is impossible for us to truly put ourselves in their shoes because we could never live their life. So what's another step that we could take to truly love folks and see folks in mercy each and every day? Well, I encourage you to find out folks' story. See, when we find out what people have been through, when we know a little bit more about what they've seen in their lifetime, it helps us to be a little bit more giving with our mercy, with our love, with our acceptance. It helps us to have a little bit more compassion. So I want to tell you a story that I heard about a 5th grader named Teddy. Now, out of all the other 5th graders, this boy was hard to get along with. He was not a cool kid to have in class. He was difficult. Everything that Ms Thompson told him to do, he had a problem with it. He had an issue with the other kids, and he was just a difficult 5th grader. Well, Christmas time rolled around, and all the kids brought Ms Thompson a gift. And of course, everyone else had a gift wrapped with sparkling paper and great beautiful holiday bows and little stringy roly things, whatever those things are called, ribbon. And Teddy set his gift up on the table, and it was wrapped in a brown paper bag from the grocery store. All the little kids snickered, of course, because Teddy was a poor kid. He didn't have anything, right? Well, Ms Thompson went ahead and opened up Teddy's gift, and inside of it, she found a used bracelet with half the rhinestones missing, and a bottle of perfume with only a little bit of perfume left in the bottom of it. Well, of course, Ms Thompson was smart enough to know that she couldn't show her unappreciation of this gift in front of the whole class, because that would be wrong. So she went ahead and she slipped the bracelet on. She dabbed a little bit of perfume on her neck. She held the bracelet up and she oohed and awed about how beautiful it was. And as the class ended, Teddy very quietly walked to the front of the room, and he said to Ms Thompson, "Ms Thompson, that bracelet looks almost as good on your wrist as it did on my mother's. And with that perfume on, you remind me so much of her." As Teddy left the class, Ms Thompson rushed to the files. She wanted to know more about this boy that she had been so uninterested in all year long. And here's what she found. 1st grade, Teddy shows promise, however, has a poor home life. She read on. Teddy could do better, however, mother is seriously ill. Read on. 3rd grade, Teddy is a good boy. He's very distracted. Mother died this year. 4th grade, Teddy is a slow learner. Father shows absolutely no interest in Teddy's schoolwork. So as Ms Thompson closed the file, she hung her head down, bawling her eyes out, knowing that she had missed the boat. She had missed an opportunity to know Teddy's story and to love him where he was. But instead of sitting back and feeling all guilty about it, the next day, that 5th grade class got a brand new teacher. Ms Thompson showed up, having taken off the eyes of judgment and put on the eyes of mercy, the eyes of love. She took on Teddy. She tutored him. She helped him after school. She made sure he had enough to eat, that he had all the things he needed to succeed. He would go on, of course, to graduate the 5th grade. And years later, Ms Thompson would get a letter. "Ms Thompson, thank you. I'm graduating high school this year, 2nd in my class. Teddy." 4 years later. "Ms Thompson, thank you. This year I'm graduating from college, 1st in my class." And some years later, she would get one final letter, and it said, "Ms Thompson, thank you. I have now accomplished medical school, having risen to the top of the ranks and finished 1st. I'm getting married this year. I was wondering if maybe you would come to the wedding and sit in the place where my mother would sit." You see, Ms Thompson saw something beyond the here and now, what she could see on the outside of Teddy, and she became a life changer. Today, the person that you're easy to judge, you're quick to come to a conclusion about, take a few minutes and just learn a few things about their life. Take a little bit and find out what they've been through. as we find out what folks have truly been through, we will actually release that mercy, release that compassion, and release that love, and give it all to them fully. You matter, and so do they. Now go be a world changer. Word.